indoor plant by almost 500 times.
Good morning and wishing you all a very happy Diwali. Live from New Delhi, you're watching GD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Prasar Bharati, and coming up in the next 30 minutes. As Israel-Hamas conflict rages on, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says fight against Hamas is progressing in full swing. The return of our hostages is a main goal of the war. Festival of Lights, Diwali, is being celebrated with traditional fervor across the world. And in sports, India to take on the Netherlands in Bengaluru today. As the Israel-Hamas conflict rages on, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserted on Saturday that its military will continue its fight against Hamas in Gaza. In a series of tweets, Office of Prime Minister of Israel says the war against Hamas, ISIS, is advancing at full force and it has one goal: victory. There is no substitute for victory. We will eliminate Hamas and bring back our hostages. IDF forces have completed the encirclement of the city of Gaza. He also wrote, the return of our hostages is a main goal of the war. The goal is the top priority for me and my colleagues here. To this and I convene in-depth discussions on a daily basis in the War Cabinet that I chair.
The east side of the hospital is open on El Wade Street for the safe pass of Gazans who wish to leave the hospital. We're speaking directly and regularly with the hospital staff. The staff of the Shifa Hospital has requested that tomorrow we will help the babies in the pediatric department to get to a safer hospital. We will provide the assistance needed.
Chief Israeli military spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said on Saturday that the Israeli military will help evacuate babies trapped in Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital. And also calls for the release of hostages held by Hamas have also intensified. Tel Aviv's Palace of Culture in city's central Habima Square was lit up on Saturday evening to display a message of support for hostages held in Gaza and their families. The words "Bring them home" could be seen glowing on the Palace of Culture just in front of an art installation featuring over 200 empty beds, symbolizing the absent hostages. Saudi Arabia hosted an Arab Islamic summit in Riyadh where leaders from 57 Muslim countries were present, where they called for an end to the war in Gaza. Leaders also questioned the integrity of UN Security Council and the international community for their failure to prevent the conflict, and also raised demand for the immediate cessation of military operations in Gaza.
In this regard, we reiterate our demands for an immediate halt to military operations, for the provision of humanitarian corridor to aid civilians, and for enabling international humanitarian organizations to perform their role.
Well, London police have arrested dozens of people as counter-protesters targeted pro-Palestinian demonstrations in the British capital. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators called for a ceasefire in Gaza, but march was criticized as disrespectful by UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak because it took place on Armistice Day, when Britain remembers its war dead. Ollie Barrett reports from London.
A huge policing operation underway in London throughout the course of this whole weekend. That's because it's Remembrance Weekend here in the UK, when Britain remembers its war dead. And indeed, the march taking place on Saturday, the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had called disrespectful for that very reason. The protesters have made sure that they have come in this direction on their march, staying away from the cenotaph, which is the war memorial in the centre of London that is a focus of this weekend's remembrance events. And the organisers of this march have always said that they would not try and disrupt any kind of remembrance events over the weekend. But it's been very controversial for that reason. The government has been very much in a row with the police about exactly how to police this demonstration and counter-protests and counter-demonstrations. Indeed, dozens of arrests have been made by police. There have been nearly 2,000 police officers on duty on Saturday. There will be well over 1,000 police officers on duty again on Sunday as officers deal with what they said was likely to be a very difficult weekend, trying to keep various different protests apart, trying as much as possible to avoid disorder. And Rishi Sunak, as I say, the UK Prime Minister, insisting that this march was wrong to even take place in the first place. Ollie Barrett in London, reporting for DD India.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said 214 Ukrainians have been pulled out of Gaza Strip as efforts to evacuate the citizens are ongoing. Zelensky said the number is changing almost every hour. The Ukrainian president marked the anniversary of the liberation of Kherson on Saturday and said his forces will respond to the Russian army's attacks on the strategically important southern city.
We continue the evacuation of Ukrainian citizens from the Gaza Strip. This work has been going literally all day. The number of those who were saved changes almost every hour. Already 214 of our people. We also help citizens of Moldova. We expect this number to grow.
And German Chancellor Olaf Scholz's governing coalition has agreed to double German military aid for Ukraine next year to $8.54 billion. If approved by the parliament in Berlin, where Scholz's party holds a majority, the boost would lift Germany's defense spending beyond the 2% of gross domestic product target pledged by all North Atlantic Treaty Organization members. Lawmakers of Scholz, Social Democrats, the Free Democrats and the Green Party have agreed on the increase in negotiations over the proposed 2024 federal budget this week. Let's see what's happening around the world now. For the third consecutive night, demonstrators and police clashed in front of the Socialist Party headquarters in Spain's capital city of Madrid. The riot police fired tear gas to control the protesters. Protests are taking place in Spain ever since Socialist acting Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez won support to secure a new term. Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla have unveiled statues of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip at the Royal Albert Hall, which will host the Royal British Legion Festival of Remembrance this year. The venue's president, Ian McCulloch, said the sculptures were commissioned to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Royal Albert Hall in 2021. Thousands of people staged anti-government protests in Honduras against President Xiomara Castro. The protesters were angered by attempts to engineer what they claim is an unconstitutional power grab. Supported by the opposition parties, around 10,000 people gathered in capital in a peaceful march. Icelandic authorities have completed the evacuation of 3,000 residents of a town in southwestern part of countries over concerns of a volcanic eruption after a series of earthquakes hit the country. There were also evidence of magma spreading underground. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said on Saturday there was a considerable risk of an eruption on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Iceland's Civil Protection Agency overnight ordered a complete evacuation of Grindavik, a nearby fishing town, although it emphasized this was not an emergency evacuation. And India celebrates Diwali, the festival of lights, today. It symbolizes the triumph of good over evil. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live.
Land of festivals, where the vibrant and celebratory spirit of the country is beautifully expressed through its diverse festivities. One such celebration is Diwali, also known as Deepavali, the festival of lights, colors and cuisine. Diwali is a lunar calendar-based event that occurs from mid-October to mid-November. Apart from Hindus, Diwali is also celebrated by Sikh and Jain communities. For some North Indian communities, Diwali signifies the beginning of New Year. It symbolizes the triumph of good over evil, with origins tracing back to Lord Ram's return to Ayodhya after defeating demon king Ravan. This day holds a special place for Ayodhya, one of the holy cities in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, as Lord Ram's birthplace. Entire nation is eagerly waiting for the completion of the magnificent Ram temple that is under construction there. Though people start preparing a month in advance, the actual festivities start from Dhanteras, a day when people purchase new things they believe will bring prosperity and good luck. Second day is called Naraka Chaturdashi, named so since it is celebrated on the 14th day of the lunar cycle. The third day, when the entire nation immerses in vibrant festivities, from making colorful rangolis to decorating homes with blinking lights and earthen lamps. The entire nation adorns a new look on the moonless night of Diwali. After Govardhan Puja on the fourth day, the 5-day festival culminates with Bhai Dooj, a celebration of sibling bonds. Diwali is now not limited to physical borders. With India's expatriate community, the festival is spreading the lights of India's cultural heritage across the globe.
Still to come on this edition of DD India. Diwali being celebrated across the world. India look to continue winning momentum when they take on the Netherlands at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru today.
Turning crisis into opportunity, transforming ideas into action, stories of real change, tales of sustainable solution. This series is going to tell stories of such change makers. Watch Change Makers on DD India.
Well, you're watching DD India Live. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj, and Diwali celebrations are underway in New York City. Crowds have been treated to a special show featuring dancing, henna painting and art workshops. DD India correspondent William Denslow reports from New York.
Getting into the festival swing. Pier 57 on the Manhattan waterfront has been temporarily transformed for a Diwali celebration.
I didn't realize that there is a Diwali celebration like over here, so we just get to feel a little bit like home over here.
Performances, the fireworks, the dance, and the decorations look amazing.
I got some henna. I don't know, just I came as a tourist.
Rangoli making also featured to help draw in the crowds. This art form plays a significant role on Diwali, marking Lord Ram's return from exile.
They lit up the whole kingdom with the diyas or the lamps, the oil lamps that we call them, and they made these intricate patterns with color and everything to make him feel welcome home after 14 years of being away from his kingdom.
And at this celebration, everyone is welcome too. More than 200,000 New Yorkers are believed to celebrate Diwali. But this event also hopes to enlighten those that may be in the dark when it comes to the significance of the Festival of Lights. This is one of a number of events taking place across New York to mark Diwali.
You want to be represented, but you want to share that. You don't want that in a bubble or in a silo where it's just so isolated, especially when it's such an inclusive and warm culture. So I think it helps people to understand more about who we are, where we come from, what we celebrate, and to be a part of it.
Organisers here hope their efforts will have made a lasting impression on those that have come to get a taste of the Festival of Lights. William Denslow in New York reporting for DD India.
And Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has conveyed greetings to people on the auspicious occasion of Diwali. Wishing everyone a happy Diwali. May this special festival bring joy, prosperity and wonderful health to everyone's lives. This is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted on X, formerly known as Twitter. Tihar celebration starts today in Nepal. Devotees feed ravens to appease the god of death. Nepal celebrates today the first day of the festival of lights called Tihar. It is the second biggest festival of Hindus in Nepal after Dashain. People take holy dips in rivers and ponds at sunrise on this day. The market in Nepal is crowded with devotees shopping for the Tihar celebration. Traditional sweets such as chimti, lakamari, barfi, peda, laddu are high on sale during Tihar festivity. Vibrant marigold flowers are another charm of the Tihar festival in Nepal, where garlands of marigold are hung up at the doors and windows. The yellow marigold blooms, known as sayapatri, are tied together into a garland and decorated at people's homes. Sayapatri is 100-petal flower called marigold. The season of marigold picking is high during Tihar. With a growing demand, marigold flowers are being commercially grown in many parts of the country. Marigold flowers are used during various celebrations on auspicious occasions in Nepal. Flower garlands in millions are in demand in market during the Tihar festival, especially because people used it to decorate houses, shops and workplaces. The dynamic festival of Diwali has cast its radiant spell on the city, igniting the spirit of Dubai's residents in jubilant festivities. Various communities have united in celebration, exemplifying the rich tapestry of diversity that characterizes Dubai. Numerous neighborhoods, including Al Mankoon, Bur Dubai, Karama and Al Barsha, sparkle with vibrant illuminations as residents transform their spaces into captivating displays of light. From the traditional illumination of lamps to breathtaking firework exhibitions, the city has draped itself in a myriad of colors. Local markets are experiencing a surge in demand for traditional clothing, sweets and ornamental items as residents prepare to immerse themselves in the Diwali spirit. The palpable enthusiasm is evident as people exchange greetings and gifts, nurturing a sense of camaraderie throughout the city. Let's now take a look at other stories making news today. Indian sand artist Doordarshan Patnaik created a sand sculpture of Diya and Lord Ram with message Happy Diwali in eastern Indian state of Odisha. The artist said it was the biggest Diya on sand with the greetings of Diwali. Ayodhya city in North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh made world record by lighting more than 2.2 million earthen lamps on the banks of Saryu River during the 7th edition of the Deepotsav. Soldiers of 76th Battalion of Central Reserve Police Force celebrated Diwali in Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Soldiers offered prayer to Lord Ram and also distributed sweets on the occasion. And India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Saturday embarked on a 5-day visit to the United Kingdom with an aim to review various aspects of the bilateral ties. During his visit, Jaishankar will be holding discussions with his counterpart, Foreign Secretary James Cleverly, and will meet several other dignitaries. India and the UK share a warm and thriving relationship. External Affairs Minister's visit is aimed at giving a new impetus to the friendly ties between the two countries. Moving on now. A song on millets featuring Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been nominated for Grammy Awards 2024. The song, composed and sung by Grammy winner Falguni Shah and Gaurav Shah, was launched to boost awareness about the importance of millets. The Prime Minister featured in the song on speaking about the importance of adopting millets as part of the lifestyle. Prime Minister Modi had also praised the video of the song on social media platform X.
One world, one harmony. So much that we can gain.
In the Cricket World Cup, table toppers India take on wooden spoon holders, the Netherlands, in Bengaluru on Sunday. The mouth-watering contest on Diwali Day will be a great opportunity for cricketing fans to enjoy some good cricket. It would also present an opportunity to coach Rahul Dravid to take another box on his home turf. DD India's Anil Thomas has all the details on how cricket promises to make your Diwali Day special.
M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru is from where the juggernaut began to roll 2 months ago for Team India. Since that Team India camp at Alur, India have won the Asia Cup title, climbed to the top of the ICC rankings. Come Sunday, they get another shot to complete an invincible league campaign at a World Cup with 9 wins in 9 matches.
I think just the ticking the box of I think what we've been doing really well, which is I think we've maintained some really high standards in terms of our execution, our intensity, and I think it's just continuing on that journey. So,
opposites, the Netherlands would love to enjoy the chance to play India in front of a packed house, which does not come too often for the associate member nation. There is an 11-year gap to their previous meeting at the SCG, but they are now playing Rohit Sharma's team again in 12 months' time. For the Dutch, that is a sign of progress.
We're obviously looking forward to the game tomorrow. It will be a great occasion on Diwali at the Chinnaswamy. Obviously, lots of excitement around that for our team. And yeah, really looking forward to testing our skills up against the table toppers.
There's a Champions Trophy berth to fight for, and the Dutch will be out to prove that they are not just a box for India to tick off. Sunday marks an opportunity for some loud statement making in one of the loudest settings in international cricket on Diwali night.
Unstoppable Team India look to make it 9 out of 9 in the group stage in this current World Cup. Rahul Dravid on his home turf, and Indian team's journey presents him with a great opportunity to test his bench strength. Opposites Netherlands have nothing to lose. They have won hearts. Can they end their World Cup campaign on a high? With camera person S. Jayashankar, Anil Thomas reporting for DD India from Bengaluru.
And England defeated Pakistan in their last league game by 93 runs at Eden Gardens on Saturday. Chasing a target of 338 runs, Pakistan batters were bowled out on 244 runs in 43.3 overs. Earlier, England won the toss and opted to bat. The openers laid the foundation by scoring 82 runs in 14 overs, and after that, Stokes and Root added over 100 runs as they dominated the Pakistan bowling attack. England batters Johnny Bairstow, Joe Root and Ben Stokes hammered half-centuries to par their team to imposing total of 337 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. For England, Joe Root became the first England batter to score 1,000 runs in the ODI World Cup. Air pollution has emerged as one of the biggest environmental health risks of our times. According to the UN, air pollution kills an estimated 7 million people every year globally. In Changemakers this week, meet innovators who are providing unique solutions to the challenge of air pollution.
This is a primarily nature-based technology-focused work wherein we are identifying technologies which have been inspired by the natural phenomena that occurs in the nature. So one of our core technology, we call it breathing roots technology, essentially improves the breathability of natural plant so that there is a greater air purification happening from a simple normal plant as well. So for example, one of our products can magnify the cleaning capability of a normal indoor plant by almost 500 times.
And you can watch the brand new episode of Changemakers on Sunday, 12th of November at 8 p.m. IST and 2:30 p.m. GMT. Now, as India celebrates the Festival of Lights today, British High Commissioner in India, Alex Ellis, wished Happy Diwali to Indians in Hindi. He said Diwali is about family, friends and fun. Take a listen.
Namaste. आप सबको ब्रिटिश हाई कमीशन की तरफ से Diwali की शुभकामनाएं. Diwali is a truly global event, celebrated in India, celebrated across the world, including in Downing Street and across the United Kingdom. That's why I would like to say, आपको आपके परिवार की दिवाली सुरक्षित, समृद्ध और खुशहाल रहें.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Prasar Bharati from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live and have an auspicious and clean Diwali.